In this video we are going to take a closer look at the Talonstrike Kill Team of the Deathwatch and how it plays in 10th edition. In the first part, we will go through the datasheet and relevant rules for this brand new kill team. In the second part, we will then look at how to potentially use it in 10th edition. Lastly, there will be some modeling recommendations and a quick wrap-up of what has been covered. This is the first release of a 4-part series, with each part covering one of the different kill teams available to the Deathwatch.
Welcome to SwissHammer, your channel for modeling in Warhammer 40k. My name is Tammer and I will be guiding you through this video.
Jumping right into the datasheet, for those unfamiliar with the naming of the models contained within the kill team, for 10th edition, GW went a bit of an unconventional route and named the models differently from their original datasheet. I guess to avoid potential rules loopholes, as would sometimes appear back in 9th edition. As a result, a Kill Team Intercessor with Jump Pack is the model equivalent of an Assault Intercessor with Jump Pack, and the Sergeant entry also refers to that one, while Kill Team Heavy Intercessors with Jump Pack refer to Inceptors. Looking at the stats, what stands out here when compared to the other kill teams is that this is our last remaining entry where mixed values between the two different model types remain a thing, which becomes relevant for toughness, wounds and movement. First and perhaps most importantly, there is a huge difference between the toughness 4 of the Intercessors and toughness 6 of the Inceptors. And as per our kill team army rule, the toughness of the majority of models decides the overall toughness, so we will want to swing this in favor of getting toughness 6 for the whole kill team. More about this in a moment. Of further note here is that even though both models have solid movement, the Assault Intercessors get some extra over the Inceptors, and while each model can in theory move up to its full movement, we have to be mindful that the whole unit and its move within coherency, even if that means that some models like the Assault Intercessors will not be able to make their full move. From a perspective of unit composition, following a new trend introduced with the new index, the selection of mandatory models is now below 5 as well, namely 1 Assault Intercessor Sarge with Jump Pack and a minimum of 2 Assault Intercessors with Jump Packs only. However, due to the model restrictions placed on Inceptors 0 to 5, we will always end up with at least 5 Assault Intercessors anyway, and from a toughness rules perspective, we absolutely should do so in order to keep the kill team at overall toughness 6. Personally, I would have loved to see the inclusion of suppressors as well here, but anyway, for the time being, this kill team has a single viable unit composition, which is 1 Sarge and 4 Assault Intercessors with Jump Pack, combined with 5 Inceptors. Looking at the leader options, these follow the rules of the Assault Intercessors with Jump Pack datasheet, meaning we can currently attach either a captain or a chaplain with Jump Pack. An important note here is that either of these are toughness 4, which would bring the majority of models to toughness 4, but it is currently unclear whether the kill team army rule or the leader and toughness rule from the Space Marine FAQ take precedence here. This is something to double check with your TO and or opponent, or in case of playing it extra safe, just don't run this kill team with a leader for the time being. Moving on to abilities, what stands out here are Deep Strike, as well as the newly introduced Talonstrike doctrines. For the latter, each time this unit is set up on the battlefield, until the end of the turn, we get A. Improve the armor penetration characteristic of weapons equipped by models in this unit by 1, and B. Melee weapons equipped by models in this unit have the Lance ability. As this is primarily a ranged kill team, it will be mainly the first effect we would be looking for. Then finally, looking at the war gear options, this follows basically what is available to their original datasheet counterparts, with two notable differences. As the 1 plasma pistols per 5 models applies to the whole kill team, and we are running at 10 models anyway, 2 Assault Intercessors plus the Sarge can replace their regular pistols for the plasma ones, even when filling up with 5 Inceptors. Along those same lines, these Assault Intercessors equipped with plasma pistols can then also take hazardous tests for any Inceptors running plasma exterminators. Pretty handy indeed. With the basic rules covered, how do we best use this kill team in the Deathwatch? As it currently stands, this is one of the 2 named kill teams that I would personally rate as the most competitive, as I think that it has good overall rules paired with a fair price tag. A while ago, I covered unit compositions and points cost in more detail for all our named kill teams. If you have not checked out this video yet, the link is in the description. I do try to keep point cost discussions separate from the dedicated kill team guide, as the former is the main way of GW to balance datasheets in 10th edition, and these values are likely to change over the course of the edition. As such, I recommend checking back whenever there is a new release of the Monitorum Field Manual, as I will be covering changes to kill team points cost and how it affects overall competitiveness. That said, in order to make best use of this kill team, it is mandatory to run it with 5 Inceptors in order to keep the unit at toughness 6. As previously mentioned, how a leader affects this is up for debate for the time being, but I would say that this kill team can well afford to go without one, no small thanks to most of our stratagems in the Black Spear Task Force applying to 2 kill teams at the same time. This basically means that we can attach a captain or watchmaster to another kill team, where the leader toughness rules are irrelevant, get the CP reduction for a stratagem there, and then target a Talonstrike Kill Team as our second pick. While the main meat of this kill team are of course the Inceptors, the Assault Intercessors in turn act as ablative wounds, meaning they should be removed as casualties first, and of course the overall toughness 6 helps them out here. As previously mentioned, the models equipped with plasma pistols can also tank hazardous tests for the Inceptors equipped with plasma exterminators. Then last and not least, the Assault Intercessors also give a bit of a melee punch in case this kill team gets tagged, but in general we want to keep our range with this one. On that note, while we have the means to teleport this kill team around quite easily, and the doctrine effect providing extra AP is quite powerful when doing so, I think one should not force this at all costs. The kill team has good firepower and movement as it is, and this might end up being the smarter choice depending on circumstances. Speaking of firepower, both bolters and plasma exterminators are competitive choices for the Inceptors. They perform roughly equal on a grand scale of things, but depending on the list and local meta, one might end up being preferable over the other. Then last but not least, let's look at some modeling recommendations. For the Inceptors, as we are in the fortunate position that both the Assault Bolters and the Plasma Exterminators are viable, what we want to do here is of course magnetize the loadouts. While this may look challenging at first glance, it turns out to be really simple in practice. Basically all that's needed here is a regular magnet to attach the arm to the shoulders, and the weapon cables will lock into place just fine without any need for further magnets. What I personally did was also to add some third-party smoke trails over the terrible default transparent stands that are a hassle to glue on and don't really look like much anyway. Then for the Assault Intercessors with jump packs, While I do recommend nowadays to magnetize the weapon arms, and be it only to give some freedom regarding putting bolt or plasma pistols, I think that there is also the option to just recycle some regular Assault Intercessors or even Intercessors, slap on a jump pack. Extras are available both officially and non-officially, and with that it's possible to make perfectly fine kit bashes without the need to actually buy the official kit. To wrap things up, over the course of the video, we have looked at the Talonstrike Kill Team of the Deathwatch in 10th edition. This new entry consists out of Assault Intercessors with jump packs, as well as Inceptors. Because of the limited amount of flexibility when it comes to unit composition, as well as the mixed toughness, the one viable way to currently run this kill team is going with 5 Assault Intercessors with jump pack, one of which is the Sarge, and then add the 5 Inceptors, which boosts the entire kill team to toughness 6. Note that it is currently unclear what happens to the toughness once a leader gets attached, something to clear with a TO in a competitive setting, or just leaving them leaderless for the time being. This kill team can function well without one anyway. This rules dilemma aside, the Talonstrike Kill Team is quite a competitive pick with a good doctrine rule, as well as the Assault Intercessors providing ablative wounds and extra melee punch for the more valuable Inceptors, and we can go as far as allowing Assault Intercessors with plasma pistols to tank hazardous tests for Inceptors equipped with the Plasma Exterminators. Speaking of which, both weapon loadouts are viable for the Inceptors, and the choice might come down to overall army list as well as local meta. As always, I highly recommend magnetizing both loadouts on the Inceptors and even the Assault Intercessors with jump pack, and these could even be kit bashed from just regular Assault and/or Intercessors. All in all, a most excellent kill team and a great new entry to our reworked index. So that's it for the guide to the Talonstrike Kill Team of the Deathwatch in 10th edition. What do you guys think about this particular kill team, and are you planning to include it into your current lists? Did GW do a good job with this new addition to the Deathwatch? Any important rules or tactics that I missed? Let me know in the comments. Then finally, if you made it this far and I still have your attention, if you like my content, any additional support is greatly appreciated, as it helps me invest into future videos. For that, I have both a Ko-fi as well as a Patreon page, links are in the description. Furthermore, I would also like to mention that there is a SwissHammer Facebook page where I will be posting links to my videos as well as articles I find of interest. I do read a lot about the hobby, but not all of it will always end up as its own video. I look forward to seeing you there as well. As always, thank you very much for watching, guys. Your continued support is greatly appreciated. I hope you have been enjoying this video, give me a thumbs up if you did, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thanks again and see you next time.